When you ask the average Nintendo fan what game they would like to see revived by Nintendo, the game that you're generally going to hear mentioned is Metroid. Enter Fast RMX, a launch title exclusively to the Sweeeitch. Fast RMX is a sequel to 2015's Fast Racing Neo, which was a sequel to 2011's WiiWare game Fast Racing League by developer Shinen. Fast RMX is a pretty straightforward arcade racing game, taking elements from both the Wipeout and F-Zero series, as well as throwing in some of its own gameplay mechanics to make it something of its own. The ship designs, as well as the overall feel of the game, feel more like Wipeout than anything, and the speed of the game, as well as a lot of the track design, feels more like F-Zero. I mean, I'm looking at Big Blue right now. Don't try to tell me that's not big. It's Big Blue, okay? They even had the announcer from F-Zero Geeks in this game. But what separates this game from the rest is that it has a changing phase mechanic. By pressing a button, you can either change your phase to blue or orange. Doing so will allow you to get a boost off the track, jump over obstacles to get orbs, or fly over hazards. It's important to make sure that you have the right color phase when looking at the track. If you have the wrong color and you land on any of the phase pads, your vehicle will slow down drastically, or you can completely miss your jump and fall into a hazard. When picking your vehicle, it's important to keep a lookout for 4 things: your acceleration, top speed, boost, and weight. This is very crucial since each vehicle feels a lot different from each other. You might have a heavier vehicle that's harder to turn but with great top speed, or you might have a lighter vehicle with a decent number of stats in each category but lets you move and swerve a lot better. When you start up the game, you're given 3 gameplay options: championship mode, where you can race through 10 cups, each having 3 races at 3 different speeds, subsonic being the lowest of the 3, supersonic, and then hypersonic being the fastest. You're given a limit on the number of cups that you can access out the gate, but by winning each cup and coming in at least 3rd place, new cups will begin to open and you get new vehicles. I'm not sure if the different speeds change the difficulty of the CPU itself. It might just be tied to the individual cups, seeing as how I always have a harder time in the later cups than the earlier ones. Or maybe I'm just terrible. It wouldn't be the first time that I just blamed a game for my terribleness. Next up, multiplayer. Multiplayer is pretty straightforward. You can race up to 4 players in split screen and up to 8 players either online or locally via other consoles. It's important to know that in the online portion of the game, you can only go up against randoms right now. There's currently no invite system to play with your friend on the Sweeeitch, which is disappointing. I mean, it's not like any of my friends would have joined, since like 99.9999% of them are playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but still, should have been there. Another thing to note is that this game runs pretty well online. However, there were times when I could see that I won the race. I could clearly see that I was in first place by looking at the map, and I do have these things called eyes. I never saw anybody in front of me, yet I somehow ended up in 2nd place multiple times. Now, if I was in 2nd place and then I won, well, I'd have no problem. I live the dirtbag life. I have no problems getting my, as you guys would say, W if I didn't really earn it. But when it happens to me, I get annoyed, especially when I think I'm doing good just for the game to tell me nope. And as you guys would say, hold that L. And there were a couple of times when the game was glitching online. Like you can see right here, I just start the race and then it glitches out on me. I mean, I'm in first place, but I wasn't making any progress. Even though it looks like I'm making progress, that there was no laps being done, so that made the glitch worthless. I mean, if you're gonna glitch your game, at least make it in my favor. The next mode and the final mode, Hero Mode, which is basically just applying the rules of F-Zero just with some twists. In Hero Mode, you have to finish the race in first place in order to win. What's also special about this mode is that your ship's health is now tied to your boost gauge, so using your speed will drain your health meter as well as crashing into walls and other vehicles. And to regenerate your health, you can do one of 2 things: collect orbs that are on the screen or run across blue and orange speed pads on the track. And lastly, all the courses in Hero Mode are mirrored, so it's gonna be harder trying to remember all the right ways to turn since you're so accustomed to the regular tracks. I do find it disappointing that this game doesn't have a single race or time attack mode for the single player. The closest thing that we have to that is Hero Mode, but all the tracks are mirrored. Even the multiplayer gives you the option for the single races, so why not have a single player option? So if you're looking to memorize all the tracks through racing the same tracks over and over again, your only option is to find somebody else to play multiplayer with or do championship mode over and over again until you reach that certain stage, which is kinda unfortunate. The soundtrack for this game is okay. It's fast-paced techno with each level having a theme of its own, and I'm not gonna lie, the majority of the time that I was playing this game, I was listening to the Initial D soundtrack. As I should. Initial D soundtrack is just amazing. Makes everything like 10 times better. And that's not to say that this game has a bad soundtrack. I mean, it works for what it's trying to do, but there was just no songs that really stuck out to me. One thing I have to thank the developers for is making this game have balanced AI. Like in certain kart racers where one racer would always get first place, you don't have to worry about that in this game. Usually. Because while they may get first in one race, that doesn't mean they're gonna come in first on the next race, thus leaving breathing room for you if you do bad in one race. It's also worth pointing out that this game has a much more balanced difficulty this time around. In Fast Racing Neo, they didn't really leave any room for error later on in the game. Like, you have to know the track like the back of your hand in that game and give it 110% just to come in first place. So it's good that they gave us a more fair chance this time around. For those of you wondering if you should pick up Fast RMX if you've already played Neo, while Fast RMX does add some tracks from the original Fast Racing Neo, it also adds some new original tracks for a total of 30 tracks, which is 14 more than its prequel. There's also been an increase in vehicles in Fast RMX at 15 vehicles instead of 10. So while there are some returning tracks from Fast Racing Neo, I think there's a lot new here to justify the upgrade. Fast RMX will cost you around $20, and minus a few problems, I think Fast RMX is a good title to have in your Switch library. Well, that does it for this review. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you getting it? Are you not getting it? Do you already have this game? Do you even have a Sweeeitch? If you do have a Switch, add me. We could play some Fast RMX. No, we can't. There's no invite system. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Have a good one.